than the top 10%. And we are aiming to do that again. That under President Trump's first term, hourly workers' wage gains were higher than supervisory workers. And look, what people got wrong was the shock. And there was this terrible policy of, it was essentially compensate the losers. And I do not think that the American workers are losers. They were simply cast aside as the necessary collateral damage in this unfettered free trade. And the free trade is not always fair trade, and we can see that from the large surpluses that these countries are accumulating on the other side. So we are aiming for fair trade to bring back high-paying, precision manufacturing jobs to the U.S., and we are doing that. We're using tariffs, but we were also using the substantial deregulation, energy dominance, so we want to continue to make the U.S. an even more attractive location for manufacturing.
It's interesting you talk about manufacturing. I think it was in 2008, the intelligence community put out a report. I talk about it a lot because they said the greatest transition of wealth, power, and influence is happening right now. And this was some years ago. They said we expect it to continue, and it was going from the Western countries to the Eastern countries. And they said it was happening because we were sending manufacturing overseas and we were sending oil and gas revenues overseas. And yet they said it was like an unsolvable solution, yet we have the Trump administration who's coming in and solving what seems to be not an easy solution, but a very clear solution in bringing manufacturing back and bringing oil and gas back. And appreciate it. I wanted to ask you, because there was a comment about the bond markets, and certainly that's really is a concern. We need to make sure that they stay strong and that the dollar stays strong. Are the bond markets more affected by the tariffs and the concern we see in them now? Are they more affected by the tariffs or out of control debt and the fact that Congress can't seem to get our fiscal house in order?
Well, you know, I will tell you that the large stock of government debt is why I'm sitting here now as opposed to back in the private sector. I became so alarmed by what was going on under the previous administration, this deficit that we had, highest ever, that when we weren't at war or weren't in a recession, and it's unsustainable. And I thought it was deeply cynical, and if we'd done it, if we'd continued it, then we would have gone into a malaise where we couldn't grow ourselves out. We would have probably been forced into looking more like a European-style economy, very high government spending, lack of innovation, and lack of mobility.
And that would matter for us here at home, but certainly even for the world, because we've kind of been the innovation engine of the world.
Yes, sir. But what we've created in the U.S. is this barbell economy, and the Trump administration is attempting to remedy that. On one side, we have financial services and the tech sector, which are forward-looking and the envy of the world. On the other side, we are a natural resources economy led by energy, which the previous administration, they stopped permitting for LNG facilities. But the arc in between is what we are missing, are these manufacturing jobs, and that's what we are trying to bring back.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you.